with the wedding. Only a month and a bit away. Have you been feeling any flutters at all?
Maeve, I've been feeling flutters since the first day the subject came up.
Well, that's the customary thing. John now, oh, John. He was so cool and composed, I thought, well, maybe the man has forgotten why we're standing here in the church. But then when it came time for him to say I do, he said it twice, so I knew that the occasion was making the appropriate impression.
I think I can understand that.
Hi, Mother.
Hi, darling.
Hey, I was beginning to worry about you.
Channel R is a madhouse. Trying to help out with the regular evening newscast, which Sam still expects me to do, in spite of having assigned me full-time to the Gilchrist Manor story. Plus, doing little of Miss Sabo's work. Because heaven forbid anything should interfere with her shopping. Oh, it came?
About 20 minutes ago. By special messenger, all very grand.
Law offices of Flynn, Fernando, Perazzo, and Glassman. Sounds like a balanced ticket.
Yeah, well, what's it all about, anyway?
Hopefully, it's the financial rundown on the nursing home that Bucky asked his family law firm to do.
Oh, I saw Frank earlier. He said to tell you that the special prosecutor's office will have an investigator at Gilchrist Manor tomorrow or the next day.
I know. I talked to him about 20 minutes ago.
Have you been able to get through to Miss Mills or Hector?
No. All calls are still directed to Mr. Sharp. I quit trying around noon.
Oh, dear. I hope they're all right.
Beatrice? I'm sorry, my dear, but I'm afraid I have some unhappy news for you about your friend Hector.
Mrs. Carter, you were close to both your sister and her husband, Dr. Bolak, were you not?
Yes, I was.
And you and your sister were in the habit of sharing confidences, is that correct?
I'm gonna let him get away with some hearsay now. It'll help us later.
I was older. Nell came to me perhaps more than I went to her, but I think the answer is yes.
Did your sister ever describe any difficulties between herself and Dr. Bolak?
Yes.
More than once?
I think so.
Please, Mrs. Carter, more than once?
Quite often, I'm afraid, especially in the early years. In fact, she came home only 2 weeks after the wedding saying that he was behaving impossibly.
Did Dr. Bolak follow her home?
He did.
Did he confide in you about the marriage?
He did.
And what did he say?
He said that he had made a terrible mistake.
And to your knowledge, in the years that followed, did they continue to fight frequently?
Don't all married couples fight?
Did your sister and Dr. Bolak fight frequently?
Yes.
Will you tell the court, please, how you know of your own knowledge about these fights?
Well, they would behave like children. It didn't mean anything.
What didn't mean anything?
Well, my sister was terribly demonstrative. When she and Seneca were having an argument, she would get on the phone and call me and tell me that he was behaving impossibly.
And then?
And then he would take the phone away from her in order to tell me that she was behaving impossibly.
Mrs. Carter, you're smiling. Surely you don't mean to say those conversations were funny.
No, it's just that they got so serious over such little things.
But they were serious.
For the moment, yes, but they always made up.
But to your own knowledge, you can testify to a marriage that was plagued by quarrels from its earliest weeks. Isn't that so?
Yes, I suppose so.
Now, Mrs. Carter, I ask you to please describe for the court a meeting you had with Dr. Bolak in San Francisco in March of 1975.
Well, I was on my way west, and I stopped to see Nell in Minnesota. She said that she seemed very upset, and she said that Seneca was at a medical conference in San Francisco with a colleague, a Dr. Harriet Hill. Nell seemed to feel that they were having an affair.
Objection.
Mrs. Carter, perhaps you better limit yourself to what you yourself saw in her.
Oh, yes, sir, I'm sorry. Well, I was concerned, and as soon as I got to San Francisco, I called Seneca. He said he was in a meeting, but for me to come up to the room, which I did. It was a suite, actually. And he was sharing it with Dr. Hill.
Dr. Harriet Hill.
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Carter. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
May we have a 5-minute recess, Your Honor?
Court will adjourn for 5 minutes.
Now tell me about this business, about this hotel suite, and tell me about it fast.
What about Hector?
All the excitement has been too much for him, I'm sorry to say.
What do you mean?
Well, the visits from Miss Ryan encouraging Hector to enlarge upon his complaints about Gilchrist Manor have produced a most undesirable side effect. His blood pressure is dangerously high.
Well, you have drugs for that.
I've checked with our physician, and we agree his health is in danger as long as he stays here. And I've spoken to Hector's niece, and she concurs that it would be best for Hector to be transferred to a very modern, attractive nursing home near Pennsylvania.
But what has his niece got to do with it? She never comes to visit him. She never even writes except at Christmas.
But you see, you know, she does pay his bills.
Is Hector in his room?
I'm sorry, but he isn't being allowed any visitors just yet. Now, you understand that, Beatrice. Now, you wouldn't want to cause a stroke, now would you?
No, of course not. Oh, dear.
Now, try not to worry. You'll have a chance to say goodbye to him. I promise.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Well, we'll see about that.
However, in the event of an executed renewal or extension of said indebtedness, the date of such renewal or extension shall be terminated in months by the Renee's Corporation or its license. Does anybody understand this stuff?
The Renee's Corporation.
Just lawyers' ways make themselves indispensable.
I don't even know what we're supposed to be looking for here.
Any kind of real information, Mother, about the owners, the license. Why does that name ring a bell?
Well, best I can make out is that somebody owes somebody a terrible amount of money.
What? Let me see, Mother.
Well, it looks like an IOU, so to speak, for about $140,000.
Loaned to the Gilchrist Manor by the Renee's Corporation.
Out of a total capitalization of $200,000.
Oh, so much money.
The Renee's Corp... That's Nick Szabo.
Merciful heaven.
You sure?
It's the same corporation that owned those 5 buildings he tried to sell to the hospital. Remember the 5 buildings that caused so much trouble?
Well, now, if Nick loaned the nursing home $140,000...
That makes him practically the owner of the place. I gotta call Frank.
Nick is into everything, isn't he?
Well, it makes sense. He's got more capital than anybody else in the neighborhood. If he's piling up cash as fast as I think he is, well, then he can't bank it. Make it too easy for the IRS to get on him. So then he's got to invest it here and there and...
But inflicting those kind of conditions on poor old men and women? I can't believe he'd be a party to anything like that.
Don't sentimentalize him, Maeve. Plenty of men do anything for money. He's right at the top of the pile.
Well, for better or worse, we've known him a good many years. We know his wife. We've watched his little girl grow up. I've never seen him be involved in anything this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. You've seen him try to blackmail Roger Coleridge. Tried to blackmail Frank. That's just the tip of the iceberg. It's all there, believe me. Some of it's even here.
Frank's out campaigning and Georgia doesn't know when he'll be back. She thought he might stop by here later on.
That means, you want to wait?
If you don't mind.
Well, I think we could spend some pleasant minutes consuming beer and speculating on how Nick Szabo uses his ill-gotten gains.
Well, there's no problem about the beer, but I don't think we should be doing much speculation. I think, let's say if we put our heads together about what really needs attention from this family.
Oh, Mother.
I don't know,
Have you two forgotten that there's a wedding coming up and that there are plans to be made and decisions that can't be taken without the groom? To begin with, have you made an appointment with Father McShane?
Mother, we haven't had time to do anything.
But darlings, there's things that have to be done all the same. Look, why don't you two make a list and divide it up?
maybe we should.
There's lots more to a wedding than you two are facing up to. Much more.
Hector! Hector! Are you awake? Hector!
You're sure that's all there was to it? You're absolutely sure? Seneca, I don't want any more surprises.
That's all it was. I swear.
Are you ready, Counselor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will come to order. Proceed.
Mrs. Carter, you've mentioned a number of times when your sister confided in you that her marriage was less than perfect.
Yes.
Now, were there other occasions when she expressed satisfaction in the marriage?
Oh, yes.
Objection, Your Honor. That is hearsay.
You opened the door during direct, Mr. Levine. Objection overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Carter, do you remember the question?
Yes. Oh, for every time that Nell came to me complaining about Seneca, there were a dozen times that she came to me singing his praises.
And did that include the last 6 months of their marriage?
My sister was, I think, terribly unhappy those last few months. She knew of her medical condition. She was disappointed in Seneca. And it is true, she did leave him. But there was a complete reconciliation. She was very happy those last few weeks.
You're certain of that?
She told me. And so did he.
Thank you. Now, let's go back to that day in March when you found Seneca and Dr. Hill sharing a suite in San Francisco. That suite, did it consist of a living room and 2 bedrooms, or one?
2 bedrooms.
Separate bedrooms, in other words?
Yes.
And when you arrived there, were Seneca and Dr. Hill alone?
Oh, my, no. There was practically an entire medical convention going on. They had pushed the furniture to the walls. There was a conference table. There was a motion picture
In other words, it was a working suite.
Oh, yes.
And did Seneca happen to mention to you his role at that convention?
Yes, but I don't remember exactly. He was chairman of some committee or other, I think.
But when you arrived, you had misgivings, nevertheless, because of what your sister had told you.
Yes, that is true.
And when you found Seneca and Dr. Hill sharing that 2-bedroom suite, did you ask him about it?
Yes, I did. He said it was purely a professional meeting, that he didn't have time to have an affair, and if Nell wanted to think otherwise, that was her fault and not his.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Carter. You have a very good memory.
Well, I certainly remember that, because it was so like him, so lacking in tact, and I believed him.
Never mind, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Carter. I have no further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
Court is recessed till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, Seneca. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. You're fine.
I was so afraid I'd make it worse than it really was. I wanted them to understand.
I'm sure they did.
Oh, I hope so. I really did the very best I could.
You told the truth. Actually, you made some of it better than it was.
I hope so. Where's Bucky?
He went to phone the hospital. It's right out there.
Oh, I don't want to catch up with him.
We'll be with you in a moment.
How do you think it went?
Well, all I can say is I'm glad there were 2 bedrooms. The jury just might buy that. They would have never believed separate beds.
Look, I told you there was no affair.
I know that. I know that. But you forgot to mention the suite. And now I'm afraid I'm going to have to subpoena Harriet Hill. And I do hope that there isn't anything else you've forgotten to tell me.
Incredible.
And we haven't even mentioned one of the most important things.
You mean there's more?
Well, have you two talked about rings yet?
Mother, we hadn't talked about any of this. And I think Jack's had enough for one session.
Very clever girl.
You're just lucky I don't want a big fancy wedding.
That's why I picked you. I knew.
Yes, well, Jack, one more thing. You know, June is a very busy month. Perhaps you should reserve your wedding suit now. Because if you wait to the last minute for that, that could really create a bit of a problem.
Only he can't do that, Mother, until I've picked my dress, now can he?
I don't see why not.
Well, because I'm still debating whether I want a long dress and a veil or a short dress. I don't know. Maybe I should get married in a suit.
Well, when you come to this momentous decision, perhaps you will share it and confide in your husband-to-be so that he can get to the altar in something other than blue jeans.
I will. Thanks for spending so much time on this.
Nah, darling, I want you to be able to look back on your wedding the way I look back on mine.
Oh, Ma, tell him about the fiddler in the road.
No. No, come on now. You just said that Jack had heard enough about weddings for one day.
Honey, they danced all the way back from the reception to the house.
Oh, it sounds great.
Oh, yes. My wedding was everything I ever dreamed it would be. And that was long before I ever set eyes on John. And afterwards, we moved over to the parish house because that was the only place that was large enough to hold all my aunts and my uncles and my cousins and all our friends that had come to wish us well.
I want to go there.
Ah, you should, darling. I mean, there's lots of them still there. Anyway, afterwards, when John and I wanted to steal away and go back to the house so I could change my clothes, John, of course, was in his uniform. And we'd borrowed this little Austin from a neighbor to take on our wedding trip. Well, we started out the door, and they wouldn't let us go.
Well, they wanted the moment to last.
And John, oh, dear John, he was getting so flustered because we weren't on the schedule that he had arranged so carefully. In those days, he was very big on schedules.
We have managed to break him of that one.
Yes. Well, anyway, before we knew it, they'd called out the fiddler, and they'd asked him to strike up a tune. So we danced our way back to the house, John and me and all my mad cousins that I loved so dearly. Ah, yes, we sang and danced and laughed all the way back to the house. And later I thought to myself, we hadn't spent 2 pennies on my wedding. But where in the world would everyone have as fine a wedding as mine?
Nowhere on earth.
Oh, I'll get it.
Beginning to understand why you care so much about Mary's wedding.
Oh, yes. But every wedding is special.
No, I'm sorry Frank isn't here. No, I really don't know when. No, I won't forget. Not at all. Fine, Miss McGee. A Miss Martha McKee wants Frank to call her back. She says she's left her number.
Oh, yes. She called here twice. She's a reporter or something. I don't know.
Oh, honey, you don't have to stay and wait for Frank if you've got something to do.
Well, I don't want to run out on all the planning, but...
Not much. I've got to send over these papers with him. But I'll meet you at home later, okay?
Okay. Listen, I may have to stop off on the way, so if I'm a little late, don't worry, huh?
I won't. I'm not going to be one of those wives who sits up in bed thinking something terrible's happened because her husband's 20 minutes late.
Sounds very promising. Excuse me. I gotta make a phone call. Miss Martha McKee, please. Hi, Jack Finelli. You do? Good. No, actually, I've been with a friend who's been bending my ear for about 2 hours about June and weddings, and I think I'm going into a Great Depression. How about a drink, and we'll talk some politics. Maybe I can even give you some information on Frank Ryan. Terrific. Give me an address, I'll pick you up in 20 minutes. Good. See you then. Well, business calls.
Oh.
I'll see you later.
You better.
Thanks for the story about your wedding.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Bye, honey. See how sweet he can be when nobody's pushing him?
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, if he'd be like that with John, your father would come around in a week.
Oh, Ma, where can Frank be? I want to get to the bottom of this Gilchrist Manor business and concentrate on the wedding.
I don't know.
Hector? Hector! Are you all right? Hector! What have you done?
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.